Jimmie, in 2007, is this true? You got to Nashville with $21 in your pocket.
Yes.
And you weren't signed until 2017. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so tell me about your experience landing in Nashville and what those 10 years were like.
I would say for educational purposes and just learning the business and who I am, being firm in that, it was great. But the struggle was real. Like, I lived in a trailer with no electric for about 3 months, lived in my car for like 3.5, 4 months. Nashville in 07, country was pretty traditional. There was no FGL,
Right.
no Sam Hunt, no Mary Morris. The only black guy in country music was Charlie Pride. He figured Darius didn't come over till like 08. So I remember my uncle was like, so wait, you about to move to Nashville as a black guy to try to do country music, and they not playing one black person on the radio? Hey man, I support you if that's what you want to do, but go ahead and do it. But I just,
You did it.
I just always knew that it would happen.
Yeah.
I didn't know how.
Yeah.
But I just felt it because I said, here's what's going to happen. Everybody that's there that's talented is going to get their opportunity, and then it's going to be me left. So they got no choice but to sign me. I wasn't going nowhere.
You weren't going to go anywhere.
I wasn't, because to me it was just awesome waking up every day with the possibility, knowing like today's the day it could change.
You are on tour with Carrie Underwood, right? What is that experience like?
It's great, we're shout out to Carrie Underwood. We're on the Denim and Rhinestones tour. It's cool every night, getting to watch her perform and go out there and sing with her. And we got see her show. I don't know if y'all have seen her new show. Everybody listening, you guys, her new show. Nothing like her last show. It's crazy. It's. I feel like that's what entertainers should do. It's our job as entertainers to step it up.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I've seen some artists play the same show on like 5 tours in a row. And I'm like, you want people to take their hard-earned money that they could use to pay bills and get stuff for their kids to come see something they didn't seen before?
Right.
That's just lazy entertainment.
Lazy
That's not entertainment. It's
entertaining.
lazy. Like, your fan, even if you play the same songs, you can change the order. You can change the transition. You can change the banter in between. You can find new, okay, boom, we're going to play the same song, but yet we're going to break down here and then go into this cover song for a little bit, then go back to the song. You got to do something. But, watching how Carrie stepped her show up is just, because I saw her other show, I liked it. And I saw this show, oh my God, I like this too. And it's completely different.
Right.
Do you think people are just jaded if they do the same thing over and over? Like they're just exhausted from life? Or what do you think it is?
I just think they are
It's laziness.
lazy.
Yeah.
Because
It's like routine comfort.
Yeah, because here's the thing about, I think people don't take that word entertainer seriously. It is our job. The fans aren't there for us. We're there for them. And they're the ones spending money. It's our job to give them what they paid for. You know what I mean? And it's what you got to do, and you got to keep people in your life that challenge you. I feel like some artists have people in their life, artists of all genres, have people in their life that don't say anything because they're just yes man and sit around and collect a check and don't want to mess that check up. But I feel like if you're not pushing people to be great at their art, what are you doing?
Why am I about to cry?
Do you feel seen right now?
I don't know. I'm just like
Really touched by that.
Yeah.
We've been emotional.
I know. I'm going to blame it on emotions, but no, like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's put. All of it. It's amazing.
Lexi, you are obviously very fashionable yourself. Who do you
Thank
think,
you.
if you guys were in a fashion rivalry, who's going to take it?
Oh, it's definitely Jimmie.
Jimmie.
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm wearing Lexi sweatpants right now.
He is. I was looking for my top and I couldn't find my bottoms, and I was like, wait.
So
Jimmie's wearing them.
Yeah, we just do like a little switch swap.
our friend that hangs the clothes back up and does all that stuff for us when we're out of town.
Sometimes
put her clothes on my side because they expect me to wear that anyway.
Well,
and sometimes they put my clothes on her side.
The way. We all know how tight his pants are. So
My husband also wears pretty tight
sometimes they think that
What do you do, like when the pockets are that big?
Listen, that's what you wear.
I know.
I got pocket room.
Okay.
No,
All right.
John, I don't know who should ever be more insulted when like John's clothes get hung up on my side.
Exactly.
Or when so I still haven't worked that out. All I know is that John's jeans are at any particular moment could be as tighter than mine.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about your second daughter. She had a scare with RSV. We're all parents here. You never know when to like call it and be like, I'm taking you into the hospital. I'm taking you to the doctor. Tell me about what happened and how you kind of jumped to
Zara
react.
was born in October, so I was already a little kind of on edge. Like, it's a little flu season and winter months. And around November, right before Thanksgiving, she just like seemed a little off, and I just wasn't sure. And Naomi was sick the week prior, and I was like, oh, it's just probably just passing through, how it goes. And a couple of days I waited it out, and as a nurse, I just was like, it's fine, I got it. And I called Jimmie. You were just finishing up with Dancing with the Stars, I think, and I was like, I'm just not really sure. I think I'm going to take her into the hospital, just double check. And of course it was like, oh, it's just a cold. And I'm like, she's 6 weeks old. Like, it's not just a cold. Like, and so I was like, okay, I'm just overthinking, not sleeping, another baby. Move like 2 more days later, and it's just like bad and couldn't breathe, coughing.
So terrifying.
Her retractions in her stomach. It was all really bad. And I was like, Jim, I don't know if I'm like overthinking this, but like I think we got to do something. And we took her to the pediatrician. They diagnosed her with RSV, but they explained that with RSV, you get worse before you get better. Mm-hmm. And so we were on day 4, and I think they said like 5 and 6 are the worst. Mm-hmm. And so again, you were in New York for Macy's, and basically I was like, you know what, I have the tour bus, I have the steam shower, if I need her to kind of loosen it up, I can just get in the shower on the bus. So we headed towards you to get some support, because I just was with the kids by myself. And when we were on our way, she just didn't look good, so I put her in the shower. And she came out and she just looked funny.
Just wasn't right.
It just like out of nowhere, she had her coughing spell and then nothing. Like just lifeless. Like, oh my God. I like when I say like I felt, it was like she was there and then she wasn't. Oh. And so it went from like, we had a brand new bus driver, Jack was driving us at the time. And I was like, pull over, call 911. I don't even think I didn't cry. I didn't do anything. Yeah. I just had like this, just like, I got to get this done. And breathing, I had to breathe into her to just keep her, because we were in the middle of nowhere waiting for an ambulance. Yeah, so we had to wait at least 35 to 40 minutes.
Oh, it's been the longest.
Yeah, it was
minutes of your
scary.
life.
She was there, but she wasn't. She's just so congested with RSV. That's what happened, is you just get filled up with fluid. And so we ended up going to hospital. Jimmie was able to meet us, and they stabilized her, and we transferred later to a children's hospital up in Delaware that we're both very supportive and familiar with. And I mean, we both talked about like we prepared to lose her, and it was just the scariest moment. Not knowing what I know when you walked through the doors, I broke down crying, and
of course,
I just like. It was like that moment of like you have it all together and then you just don't. Yeah. And so again,
so I felt like you were just there by yourself. Right. And kind of once I got there, you're like, okay, you take the burden, and I'm gonna let this out.
Yeah. Right. You got to stay strong until you have someone else.
Having those like, confirmations from you through the phone, it was still so much that I needed just to hear that I was on the right track. Like you're doing the right thing. Like go to the doctor, go to another doctor. Like, and I needed those in that moment, and I'm so glad that I had that.
Then I got on Twitter and said some stuff.
Yeah, you did. But
how is she doing now?
She's amazing.
Great.
That's
walking,
talking, laughing. That's the biggest thing. Like, because before RSV, Zara had it. I never heard of it. Mm-hmm. Like never. And I remember, thinking back, growing up in church, they had this section called testimony service where people would tell about things they went through and how, God pulled them through. And I feel like that's what we wanted to do with RSV. So we partnered with Sanofi. To help direct people to knowingrsv.com to learn more about it, because it's like you don't know what you know until you hear about it.
For sure.
And it's and now you're starting hearing about it more because people are sharing their stories. And hey, this is a real thing, and it affects babies under the age of 1. That's the leading cause of hospitalization. But
which is crazy to think about.
It was scary, but I'm not gonna lie. When she pulled through, I looked at it, I was like, that was a close one. Almost lost you, girl.
It's almost
lost you.
She lives life almost like she knows that.
Wow.
She's just so free, and like we call her the sunshine baby. She's just so happy and like, I mean, just full of life. And we're just so thankful that we came out on the positive end of it.
And it's so amazing that you guys are spreading awareness, because that is how to help people, is to make people aware. I mean, that's what Clea's done with this breast cancer insane journey. She's made
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Congrats.
We always say in the cancer community, like taking action is the most important thing.
That
you
threw
can
me
do.
off when you said that.
What?
The cancer community.
Oh well, we're real. We're out there.
Y'all support each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, that's what I love. Man.
I have deep friends that I text every single day that I've never met in my life.
That's amazing.
And I wouldn't have gotten through this past year of cancer without literal strangers